Hey guys, Matt with CJ Off-Road here. Now today we're outside checking out a brand new product from ARB. Well, it's not exactly brand new, it's been out for a few months, but it has really been hitting the off-roading scene. And we finally got one here at CJ, so I wanted to kind of pull it out of the box and check it out for myself. That's gonna be the ARB Long Travel Hydraulic Jack. Now over the years, I've used a ton of different jack options. There's been high lift jacks, there's been ARB inflatable jacks, pretty much anything you can imagine, we've picked our Jeeps or trucks up on the trail. Now with this ARB hydraulic jack, you're gonna get the maximum capacity lifting out of this, plus with the most safety features. This is a hydraulic shock in here, which uses this to pretty much pump it up and create a lifting action out of it. It's completely adjustable here on the side with a cast alloy base and then a 6061 aluminum grade housing. This thing is really nice, but it also comes with a hefty price tag. Well, over the years, guys, using a high lift jack, it's been pretty unsafe. You know, they're not bad jacks and they'll work for a long time, but if they do fail, the springs and everything under there are gonna let the entire weight of the vehicle you're under just drop. And you really don't want that, especially if you have the tire pulled off. When you lift your vehicle, the factory jacks aren't gonna work either. So I think this is a perfect option. All right, guys, we've heard enough of me talking. We're gonna hop on the front here, pop off our little jack hole cover, slide this thing in and show you how we can pick up the front end of our Jeep, so let's do it. So it would make sense with the ARB stubby bumper to pick it up with an ARB jack. Now ARB does include these nice little kind of jack hole covers there. You can see mine's got some mud in there. So we'll tap that out. Now, if you were in a situation where you needed to pick this up, what you need to do is adjust this accordingly. So you can see that we've got this lift point all the way up to the top. It's pretty much like a bicycle seat here. So you just twist this in and push it down to make sure it's nice and tight in there. And then you've also got a rubber pad here to protect your bumper or whatever you're picking up. So we're just gonna go ahead and kind of slowly pick it up until we get it to the right height. And once you have it up, we're gonna slide it in to the jack hole there. Make sure that it is completely kind of straight there. We also sell on our website, we've got a jack mounting plate that goes on the bottom, so that'll be a nice kind of wider stance for you if you're in the snow or the mud. So then we're just gonna start picking this up while giving it some pressure towards the Jeep. And you can see we're hooked on there. Now let's go ahead and pick up the Jeep. So compared to a high lift, guys, I'm like barely pushing down on this. Like, it is incredibly easy to get this thing up in the air. And my Jeep is on 37s with a 3.5-inch lift, and you can see how high it's picking it up. So there you go, guys. This thing is all the way up in the air. If I needed to do something with the wheel and tire, it's off the ground. So that's gonna prove it. This thing is only, I'd say, about 2 foot up. It just has a maximum lift height of about 48 inches. So technically, if we need to go higher, we could keep going. You don't want to go crazy. You just want to have enough off the ground where you can work on your vehicle. And also ARB recommends that while you have this up on here, unless you have jack stands underneath, don't really climb under the vehicle too much because you don't know how the ground, it could lose its footing and things like that while you have it down there. But overall, this ARB jack is completely awesome. The next thing we're gonna do is actually lower it down using the red release handle over here, and I'll show you how nice and smooth that goes down. So now that the vehicle is completely fixed, whatever you had an issue out on the trail, you're good to go. It's time to lower this thing back down. Like I mentioned before, a high lift requires you to crank on it and pretty much work the whole way down mechanically. This simply has a red lever over here that we're gonna depress and lower the vehicle down slowly. Now when you're doing this, just like any release of pressure, you wanna be nice and slow with it. You don't just wanna jam on it because you don't know where your vehicle is gonna be or how the jack is gonna move around on loose soil. So also we're gonna stand back a little bit just to make sure nothing catches us on the way down. Always use the utmost safety and respect for these things when you're using them. You're picking up a 4,000 pound plus vehicle, so just be careful. So there you go. Once you get that first little jolt out, you can see, guys, how slow I'm going down. And this is a one-handed operation. So if you want to make it go a little faster, you push down further, but I like to keep it kind of right at that speed. Nice and smooth. No issues there. And then if you want to stop somewhere, you stop there. Push back down on the red lever and it can keep going down. So overall, just the easiest jack I think, well, I've ever used to get a vehicle in a bad situation out on the trail out of it. So we'll just push this down a little bit more. So after that, simply pull it out. Then we can lower it all the way down and put it in its nice storage case. Now, if you're interested in the ARB jack, definitely check it out on CJ Pony Parts website. We've got some killer deals going on here during the Black Friday season. One of the most important things to remember when you're out on the trail is safety, and this thing is gonna keep you safe as well as everyone else around you. There's a lot of accidents that can happen, and when you get into a bind, you want to know that you're going to be safe. Now, if you want to check this out, like I said, be sure to visit cjponyparts.com. And until next time, I'll see you guys out on the trail and hopefully won't have to use this thing too much. Hope you enjoyed that video. To stay up to date on our CJ Off-Road videos, make sure to subscribe up top here. And for any other installs, make sure to click the link right above.